with a HE grenade, probably for the squeaky door, a smoke probably for main, and a flashbang probably for the A site. There we go, there's the combo. What is the response from NAVI?
You can see Simple kind of has to dive down because he needs to know. They need to know if someone dives down. And that's beautiful because now that's something that they would have heard. So they know that there's a CT out of position now just from the get-go, just off of the back of those grenades. Simple's stuck in the vents. That really sucks for Simple right now because... Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not worked out well. Gero does like using the burst every so often, but sometimes you forget to switch off of it, and that situation happens. Either way, Electronic will go down towards the outside, and the push will begin. Flamey gets backstabbed, and NiP have coordinated this very well. Finally, Simple gets a piece of the action, but he had to come up the vent. He couldn't support his teammates. NiP, they isolated them, and they were superior with their coordination. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it seemed their initial plan with the grenades was just to pull NAVI completely out of position and just put them in a spot they weren't expecting to be in. And ultimately, it works out for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They take the pistol on the T side. Not the start that NAVI wanted. And it looks like they're going to go for the force buy. At least if this doesn't work out on their buy round, they should have most or all of the things they want. Simple will have the scouts. They'll have the luxury of the CT side. He can rotate with the angles. He'll start on the outside. Draken sees that there is a sniper. Doesn't cost anything for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They're well equipped. Plenty of Molotov smokes, flashbangs. They've broken the glass into A already. So if they want to execute into there, then it is already set up in that respect. Zeus is on the ramp with a UMP. The other three players on pistols. Electronics holding a smoke for the time being. We'll see if it deploys it soon. And Zeus is there with a knife. That looks really weird, but Edward's trying to hold down the lobby position, running out of bullets though. And Forrest will take up angles as they move into the A site.
Simple there with the scout. How much damage can he do? Gets a couple of shots in there, connecting. The bomb is down on the ground, and there's a chance. Nice shot coming in from Simple. Connects with the head of Get Right. Draken with the MP7. It's not a bad gun for this range. It's got one, but it just took too long. UMP out from Zeus for the trade, and a surprising victory there for NAVI. They'll lose 4 players, but Zeus, he's picked up that AK, and NiP, they wanted more from that. Their money's wrecked. Yeah,
no plant for them either. Really awkward spots. Lecro has a 3750 in the bank, so what do they choose to do, NiP? Do they go for a force buy? Do they invest some money to try and keep the economy honest on the NAVI side? Indeed, Lecro pulls out the AK-47, and it will be a force buy from Ninjas in Pyjamas. Still buying, just leaving spawn the last 2 players. Just keeping an eye on that. So let's see what they choose to do. They know that their situation will be weak in terms of weaponry for NAVI, and indeed, Electronics got an AK, and the rest it's a mixed bag. No M4s of any kind. An auto shotgun onto Simple will be very interesting. He's made his way down to the secret position, but if Rez is the man to find out the situation there and to go down, that's probably the best man to be lost for Ninjas in Pyjamas, because they still hold on to the AK.
And we know that NAVI need a strong CT side. This is a way that you can have that happen. Flame will have to dive in there. We'll recover the bomb. That's very nice. 2 players left. Lecro is the only man standing now with the AK-47. Can he find some more damage at the very least? He's looking up high, but he has got to look behind him. Simple is just all over the place with that shotgun. Gets 3 kills out of the shoddy. That's some nice money made for the AWPer of NAVI.
That's a hell of a lot of money, and he steals the AK-47 as well. Timing was absolutely perfect for him. As soon as Lecro looked away, up he goes. 2-1 in favor of NAVI. They've put Ninjas in Pyjamas on the pistols. Very quick stabilization after losing the pistol round. Now Edward may look to farm with the UMP. 2 AK-47s in round number 4 for NAVI. Not a situation where they can really complain. Simples picks out the AUG for now. Got good money in the hole, so he could drop that to Edward or somebody if they lose 1 player and pick up an AWP in the next round. So what do Ninjas in Pyjamas choose to do? They don't really have that much choice. 4 Glocks and a P250. Exhaust the grenades of NAVI and then try to pick 1 or 2 players off. Again, 1 kill against a full-bought CT side is good for $5,000 to $6,000 of damage. So it is very important to try and squeeze any juice out of this lemon that they can.
Oh, dink dink. Although he's very weak. That was kind of ridiculous. They just have Glocks chains.
1 P250, let's not forget.
And they just dinked him like 3 or 4 times. That's you don't expect that. I feel bad for Electronic, but should be cleaned up here. Head's found there. Oh, that's a little bit awkward. I like.
Credit to NiP because Edward's only got 4 HP. Because they're playing the headshot angles outside, whereas if the CTs peak, in pretty much all cases, they have to expose their entire body. So NiP putting themselves, or forcing NAVI into the worst positions possible. They are dancing around.
Okay, there you go. That's so weird because Zeus had just checked that position as well. That's so funny.
Yeah, so Ninjas in Pyjamas force NAVI into the worst possible positions outside in terms of showing the whole body, because you don't just want to give up your whole outside versus a Nico, so you kind of have to peek to some degree. So that's great damage done by Ninjas in Pyjamas. Cannot complain about that at all. Really nice stuff from them.
Yeah, it's actually worked out really ideally and set them up pretty well now that they've got themselves a full AK buy. We'll see if they have anything to show us, or if they'll just run a default. Will we see some nades, anything like that? Would be interesting. Meanwhile, we have a fairly aggressive outside setup from NAVI. You can see Zeus there by T-Reds, and he's also got Electronic on the other side, so they can play off of one another. There's lots of cool setups you can do here. Actually, Electronic by main now is going to have to fall back because of the smoke. So you can see NiP really drilled here on how they take outside. They've got the smokes outside, they've got the Molotov there as well to, if there was a CT there, which there was of course, who is now dead. He is absolutely screwed, nowhere to stand. Simple though will answer back, as will Electronic, so the round could begin and end on the outside position.
Yeah, Simple seems to be in sentry mode. That's a great angle from Electronic. Takes Draken out as well. Simple started towards the ramp position with the smokes down, moved to the outside area. So it seems he has free reign to rotate his AWP wherever he feels the action might be. And I think that's going to be very important for NAVI if they are to win a lot of rounds on their CT side. 4 versus 2 in favor of NAVI. Pretty good spot for them at the moment. Forrest trying to cross quietly, but he's been spotted by Simple. Get Right's the one carrying the bomb, however, so they know where half the information is. And Simple starts to move back towards the ramp position for now. Flamey with a very forward position. Jiggling just a little bit. And now Get Right is all that remains. Opening the squeaky door. That NAVI now have all the information. 30 seconds waiting for a peek. Okay, I do not understand why that is a thing.
Yeah, that's a bit strange, isn't it? More damage to be done by Get Right. There's still a... Well, it's not really a world where you can get... Actually, maybe you can get a plant. Where is Flamey? Is Flamey in the spot to deny this? Oh my god, Get Right's got a 1v3. He's got the bomb down. He's in the heart. That's just such a... I mean, where does he go? He's stuck in choke points here. I mean, maybe he's planted for an angle for a wallbang. I think that's how he was looking at it. Could wallbang through the hut there. If anyone stuck the defuse, that was his only option. He will go down, but he got a plant somehow in a 1v3. I don't know how.
What on earth was Edward doing there?
I don't know what Edward was doing. I mean, Get Right clearly opened the squeaky door. And I do believe that Flamey was already down the bottom, I think. So like there was no real way.
Yeah, somebody was down there.
So
he's playing Super Mario Brothers, just bouncing past squeaky door after it's been opened.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that is possible, but they will win the round anyway, NAVI. And I mean, I don't know if Get Right gets more kills there, then obviously that can play a part in rounds to come. So you really, especially so early on, can't really afford to not be paying attention to cues like squeaky door opening.
Well, either way, this is a good start for NAVI. There's no denying that. And I think, you know, I think we should really expect at 10-5 if they want to have a chance here, because I think NiP's CT side is going to be rock solid. And it's not just that their CT side will be rock solid. I think it's the question of what does NAVI's T side approach look like? Considering their results, it can't obviously be that great. So this has to be a really solid start for NAVI to have a good shot at this one. And not really all that much to work with here for NiP. Draken carrying the only rifle in this round. And there's 3 Kevlars for NiP to work with. And if they can just trade out some frags, that will be a good result. So here they go. They're going to go for the trade here on ramp. It's 1 for 1. That's not too bad, but Simple's on the scene. Misses the flick. Is he exposed? No, there's no one to trade him. And more opportunities now as they've gained some position.
Very fast-moving round. Draken and Get Right remain with the CZ. C dead. Draken now left alone. There's plenty of time, and he has the bomb, so there's no retrieval that needs to be done. He just needs to frag out. Position unknown. He's got to find himself a 1 versus 1. There's plenty of places for NAVI to cover, so there's a good chance he gets a 1v1. If he can win that, then who knows. But Edward with AWP is going to get absolutely wrecked. Draken's got most of his life. Now, NAVI have a few short seconds to reposition based on this information, but there are still 2 bomb sites to defend and a minute on the clock. We've got one player, I believe, in control downstairs for NAVI. So again, with so much time on the clock, Draken's got a second opportunity for another 1 versus 1 if he can pick the right angles. But he's walking into Simple, who is behind the bomb site at present. So many angles to check. Got to be careful with positioning, but Simple. Oh, the X-ray. He's down in the hell position. I thought he was on the side, but here we go.
Will Draken have it in time? No, he will not. Got a plant out of it, though. And 2 kills. That's pretty awesome.
Obviously, he no-clipped through the wall. Just to raise the difficulty.
I did that yesterday. I forget what the position was, but I did that yesterday. It wasn't quite as egregious as this one, but but it's all good.
Because we saw Zeus earlier with his knife out while the Molotov was down in the room. So I was like, is something crazy happening over there with those computers? But no, he's just in the hell position, not on the site. 5-1 for NAVI. Both teams on the bye once again. Ninjas in Pajamas will be looking to change their fortune. So we'll see if Simple starts towards the ramp or if they will just keep rotating his position. No, he's going to the outside on this occasion, it seems. And it will be Zeus and Edward towards the ramp. So a surprise every round in terms of where Simple is. And while he's got the AWP, this can be very dangerous indeed. Electronics made his way into the secret stairs pretty quickly with some forward smokes outside. Ninjas in Pajamas had Necro towards the ramp. Draken spotting outside. But they've got to wait for some of these smokes to go.
Also waiting in this round. Lots of smokes down. Soon they'll go, though, and opportunities will be found for both sides. You can see Rez is looking for any aggression. Sometimes CTs will try to push the hut position just at a weird timing to kind of throw you off. See some more nades coming in here. Now as the up push comes, Edward up top, Flamey down low, and oh my god, he's destroyed this push by himself. Headshots all over the place for Flamey. That is so clean. Oh my god, that's absolutely what NAVI needed. They're going to 6-1 very soon, and there is a world where they really have a super strong CT side. And again, we can't emphasize enough, they need a really strong CT side here against NiP.
Imagine if they win each other's picks in convincing fashion.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. But it is very early, and we do expect a strong CT side for Ninjas in Pajamas. But again, there are question marks for Draken, who is the only man standing right now. Can't forget that performance on against North. 8 for 24. It's halfway there. It's got 4 kills at the moment, so we'll see if he can do better. 1 round. Just a 1 round for Ninjas in Pajamas. Got no more than 4 kills on anybody just yet.
So we're off again, and the AKs are back in for NiP. Obviously, the loss bonus has accrued enormously for them, and they really need to find some success. Still a huge chance to turn things around here on this first half. It's looking obviously dominant for NAVI at this point, but it is Counter-Strike. Things can change very quickly. Get some outside smokes coming in. Flashbangs as well, as NiP work on this outside control. Defensive smoke by Electronic on the secret stairs. And with the timing of that smoke as well, it's going to be up by the time those 2 outside smokes disappear. So nice trade comes out for NiP, but ooh, Simple taking a lot of damage there. He really wants to try to get an opportunity for a pick as the NiP players move in. You can see that they are getting closer. The trade comes onto Zeus. This has worked out really well. Simple was Molotov'd out of position, so he couldn't stop that flow of players from getting too close to the hell position.
3v3 and defense may become awkward for NAVI at this point. Smoke dropped in heaven. Rez quietly advancing his position. There is time to do this. He's being careful for now. How does Simple deal with these 2 checkpoints once the smoke goes, however? GetRight still outside with the bomb. He may need to head towards that main position with 30 seconds on the clock and Forrest in garage. So there's going to be a race to one of these bomb sites eventually. NiP can't wait too long. The clock is on them. Simple with a quick look towards the ladder position. Rez slowly creeping forward. Who will the timing favour? The shadow on the rail hits him, but only in the leg. Now there's a chance for Ninjas in Pyjamas. 2 quick frags, and Electronic is not in position to stop a bomb plant.
But he may very well be able to stop this round from going the way of NiP. Rez is very weak. He's making a lot of noise here. The push finds Get Right, and Rez is the only player left. 1 bullet will do it. Molotov goes up. Oh my god. Rez can't push it. There's no way to stop this. He's panicking. I mean, what can he do? This is just a hold. Electronic's done it. There's no way that Rez can get there in time. He's absolutely nailed it. Oh, great performance there from Electronic. So decisive. Makes the clutch work. The 1v2. That's the 7-1 scoreline. NiP should have closed that one down. Wow.
Pulls the AWP out of it at the very least, but the very least is not good enough. Only 1 round to the 7 of NAVI. Molotov coming in clutch, considering running all the way around, but his steps would have been heard as well. It would have given the game away. Nothing he could do in either direction, but both teams are on a buy again, so more carnage to come. A HE over the top, and it will do some damage. And more damage will be done. Draken on 30 HP, hasn't seen anybody just yet. Simple battle sniper out in the garage position. He should hear the footsteps. Get Right's been taken out in the meantime, and there's got to be a rotation fast from Na'Vi.
I don't know if they understand that this is happening until right this moment, because I mean, Get Right was running distraction through main. I think they thought it would be a main play. And up the split, Zeus is horribly out of position, gets so exposed and taken down. The taps coming in from Forest. Edward lucky to be alive. Simple, my god, what a peak. The bravery there. And he'll slow things down for NiP, but it's still a 2 versus 2. Draken still standing on that 3 points of health that he has. And now it's going to be up to Flamey and Edward to clutch this one now. Oh no, Draken's down. Forest, 1 versus 2. And he's going for the plant, James.
A minute on the clock, but he's forcing the action from Na'Vi immediately. But they've taken position. They know that he's behind the silo, and there's the headshot from Edward. They can collect an AWP and an AK-47, and they can collect round number 8 to the 1 round of Ninjas in Pyjamas. Based on the statistics, you didn't expect this. Again, the 7-1, the scoreline was basically the situation for Na'Vi, but negatively in terms of their last 8 maps of Nuke on LAN. They've won 1 and lost 7.
Well, I mean, I was talking about individual performances for Na'Vi and how strong it would have to be, and Flamey's having an incredible game. You can see just on the stats there as well. And not only is he looking so crisp, but they're winning all the clutches. We saw that clutch from Electronic as well. You know, it's just looking so good here on the clutches for Na'Vi, and that's really been the problem. Oh, that's Miss Molly, and maybe there's a chance because it's Sniper Rush as well. That really need to connect. Can NiP capitalize on it though? 2 players left for them as they face down against 3. Just up the Draken now with the AWP, and my god, that round is over in about 15 seconds. That's so fast. Wow, Flamey even missed the molly, and still they're able to shut that one down.
I blinked, and there were body bags everywhere. A pause has been called by Ninjas in Pyjamas. We are at the beginning of round number 11. And life is pretty good for Na'Vi. They haven't built their money to an amazing point. Ninjas in Pyjamas have been doing damage, and there are still 5 rounds to fight for, so there is a world where Ninjas in Pyjamas finish on 6 rounds. They've got about 4,500 per person. Some are over 5, some well, Lecra's got 35. That's the arse end of the economy, and he'll be buying a UMP. Plenty of grenades collected by Ninjas in Pyjamas for 3 players at the very least. 2 still to buy. That's pretty cool, but
that's so weird.
God, giving birth to all of those guys must have been weird. 4 AK-47s, loads of grenades for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
All right, simple straight into secrets. So mixing up the setups, keeping NiP guessing. NiP, as you say, like there's still, again, they just need 5 rounds. That's really all they need. Obviously, at this point, they'll take anything, but something to work with. Their CT side will be strong. I think I feel confident to say that, although it looks very grim right now for them, and they looked fairly dejected and deflated on the camera shots we saw earlier. Just playing it slow here, hoping not to run into any aggression from Na'Vi. But Na'Vi keeping it chill for now. It's a light amount of utility exchanged. 1 minute left, and NiP just been sitting still. We should expect the... Oh, hello. Okay, well, that's a nice frag from Simple. He's had enough of waiting around here. He's taking the game straight to NiP. 3 kills. He's just ruining this round for NiP. Oh, God.
Surprise!
James, NiP were waiting for like 50 seconds. They didn't do anything. And then Simple walks up and kills everyone.
Simple's the present you don't want on your birthday. Has he done enough damage to get number 10, to get NAVI to double figures? It's a nice tap from Get Right. 29 seconds. Not all the time in the world for them to do something. Lekro's moving into the entrance to the lobby with the bomb. Now he needs Get Right to run distraction. He's flanking. He's in that held position. He's been seen. He's been heard. And he may pull attention away. The door is closed, though. He wishes it was open. And now he wishes it was never open. 10-1 in favor of NAVI.
God damn. Flamey's hitting all of his shots. That was so... that's going to be so extra demoralizing for NiP. Again, they were just waiting around. They were going to play that round to the last 10 seconds no matter what, but the fact that Simple just like, yep, I've had enough of waiting around on the steps, I'm just going to push forwards. Nails one on the silo, nails more players towards T-Reds. That is tough to deal with. Now they have nothing but pots and pans here to fight with. Jack will make his way down Secret, untouched pretty much. So almost of NiP, but it's a rotation. Going to do enough damage here for NAVI. We should expect it to be fine. Get Right, finding a quick one though. Flamey finally going down in the upper bomb site, but so much firepower here. It's chaos on the lower bomb site. There might be a chance after all.
The key rounds are sometimes the ones which end up being won in a disastrous situation. AWP on Rez leaves Edward in a 1 versus 2. Where could he be coming from? He hasn't seen any action just yet. That's his second kill in the round, but he's full health. Versus a Forest. That bomb is ticking. Forest only has a CZ at present. Is there a smoke for Edward? There is. But he's trying to clear the usual areas. It's not... oh, has the smoke gone too far? Oh, he doesn't get there. Great burst from Forest. Ding dong. And that is round number 2 for Ninjas in Pajamas. And again, the money has not been fantastic for NAVI, but Flamey and Electronic and Zeus are in a position to drop for the other 2 players. There'll be a pause maybe to get the abacus out and do the maths.
Right. Is this the turning point for NiP? They really need at least a couple more rounds here to make this map doable. It's always interesting listening to NAVI. We, at E-League, as the commentators, we get to sit next to them oftentimes when they're playing in the studio, and they're so loud. And sometimes it seems like the entire team's tilting or shouting at each other. But
Very vocal.
But I think it's just like a cultural thing as well, where you see all the emotions flying around. And then I think, wasn't it Simple or Zeus? I think it was actually maybe Simple in one of the interviews ages ago that for them, what's important, like when they really can deliver their biggest performances, is when stuff gets really emotional. So maybe that's just NAVI for you. So here we go. NiP. They need to build on that previous round success, and the problem with it is that it was a victory of the pistol rush. They haven't found consistency at all in the buy rounds. Simple, oh my god, gets a leg shot there. Oh, did he get another one? That is outrageous. This guy is just doing damage from all over the place, and that is so scary to deal with. Dance with Death himself, Simple, the Grim Reaper, decided to let them live.
For now. Moves towards a secret position, which Electronic has had secure. If you're trying to play the game of Avoid Simple, it's pretty difficult. He is all over the shop.
I love that he's in secret now. That's just... he's going to kill everyone, isn't he?
Yeah, Simple's Electronic in a garage rather than a secret. Okay, some grenades in his direction. Little too strong, the flashbang, and maybe it's better to move away from this position. Plenty of angles for him to take. A smoke into main could allow Ninjas in Pajamas to go towards the hell position. Great flashbang for Electronic spot, but he'll still get a kill. He doesn't know how many have crossed, however, but he can raise the alarm to Edward that some may have crossed. I was blind. I don't have the information. We hear a shot from the AK-47. NiP are actually trapped in a crossfire with 25 seconds on the clock. Get Right making his way into the lobby position, so this could really go either way. I don't know if there's time for NiP to move into these positions. The pre-fire from Edwards, good, and that leaves Rez and Get Right. 2 versus 5 with 12 seconds. Success is not looking likely for them in this round. 11-2 for NAVI.
Wow, NAVI really doing a fantastic job. The presence that Simple showed, that even though he didn't get any kills, you could see that really rattled NiP. They decided to go for outside control. And that was a huge problem. Not only did it waste an enormous amount of time, it allowed NAVI to really, I mean, they took the initiative. They understood what NiP were doing. They could get ahead of the push. Their positioning was better then because of that. So, well, that's time to talk because it's a fast round. Pop flash straight through. Down lower goes Get Right. And Lekro is also by the vents as well. How do NAVI respond to this one? Ramp push comes in as well. They want that lower split. And this looks very promising for NiP.
Much needed rounds. They understand the urgency. NAVI looking strong on the CT side, trying to stop them from making decisions from quick calls, overwhelming them. 4 versus 3, and look at the money on NAVI. They are outpositioned in this round. Do they hold on to what they have and fight for the final one? There's an AWP for Edwards to collect. That weapon drop will be heard by the players below, and indeed it seems they will hold on to this. Give up this round for Ninjas in Pyjamas and look for a 12-3 scoreline. I think NiP will be relieved to see the end of this half, but there's one more round to go after this one. Get Right could do with an upgrade of that UMP as well. There are 3 guns on the floor somewhere, so maybe he gets one. Lekro, though, will have his taken away. Made slightly more expensive. See if Get Right can find anything. Going on a little hunt, and I don't think he's going to get there. There's enough money, though, where it may not make too much of a difference. Perhaps they'll be slightly short of grenades. Tactical pause from Ninjas in Pyjamas. Can they do it, Dan? Can they get round number 4?
It's difficult to say. I mean, they went for an upper rush one time, and Flamey executed 3 people instantly in about 6 bullets. That was scary, and I don't think they attempted an upper rush since that point. It would be cool if we would have seen some of those Furia-esque upper executes, because they have some beautiful stuff. Furia, you know, mad shout out to them. They got some really cool stuff on Nuke. But, you know, some of these defaults that have been coming in from NiP, it seems as though NAVI have been just outperforming them on the duels. Simples, the element of simple, rotating around the map has been very difficult to deal with as well. So they haven't been finding consistency. Again, they've won a pistol round. They've won, like, you know, a couple rounds previous, and then they just won a round with a very fast rush. Get Right's going to do the same thing again here, just getting down into the vent. So they have the same kind of a setup as they did on the previous round, but now they have to go for the ramp split. That's what they did the last time. They split through ramp. But you can see this time they're not going for ramp.
Okay, so Get Right's made his way downstairs. Now again, do we see AK spray upstairs to allow him to try and break the glass? So there could be some awareness from the CT side as to the status around B. Get Right hasn't found anything just yet. There's a minute 15 on the clock, and he continues to look for a CT out of position. Doesn't know how much he's been detected in this spot just yet. With the grenade spam to get here in the first place. Waits for a rotation now on the ladder. And what do the team do in the meantime? You can only wait so long for an opportunity to arise in this spot. Deuce, where are you, sir? Okay, well, again, the clock, the onus is on NiP to make a play. Get Right starts to focus on the upper area, maybe offering a support flashbang. Rez trying to make his way in as well. Flamey awaits, and there's a double peek, but he's got help from up top. That will help him for a time, but he will get taken down eventually. Now we've got NiP streaming onto the A-bomb site. Simple buying some time, but he is completely exposed. How's he still alive? Falling off, falling out of this round. 3v2 for NiP.
Yeah, they've done a really good job here. A variance of the previous rounds has thrown NAVI, and it's just up to Electronic now. He's got a nice 1v2 before, but this is a bit of a different beast altogether as he pushes through huts looking for the angles. They are all over the place. They've traded him out very nicely here, and it's going to be 4 rounds for NiP. It's not great, but it's something. And I mean, you could see how desperate NiP were. They realized that it worked to flash Get Right down through the vent, and I like that Get Right ended up playing. He didn't go for the push, because what ended up happening is they've seen it before. They knew that Get Right got down lower in the previous round, and so this time the response was to pull pull a player down from ramp to try to watch for Get Right, effectively taking one player completely out of the action, whereas Get Right could have gotten back into the action very easily just by running up the ladder really fast with his team. So that's a nice way to win a round, but the problem is it's only 4 rounds, James. It's not very much. They've got to have effectively a perfect CT side.
Yeah, what a result for NAVI in the first half. I don't think anybody could have expected this. Again, the statistics for the last 8 games of Nuke was such a landslide against them. It was an avalanche even. So we have a slight delay here, waiting for the coach microphone to be sorted out for NAVI. But again, this can't be what NiP were expecting, but again, they are no strangers to Nuke whatsoever. However, this isn't their normal lineup. Draken didn't have the best game previously. He is top fragging for the team right now, ironically. He's got 11 frags. Get Right and Forest and Rez on 9 apiece. Lecro 4 for 13. But the CT side, this is where he needs to be a heavy hitter for the squad. Otherwise, he will be going to a third map. Very curious times. Only, 4 defuses in that half. I guess it doesn't matter now since all the squads are changing sides.
Yeah, I mean, there were some really close clutch situations that NAVI came out on top of, amongst those diffuse wins. So it could have absolutely been a few more rounds for NiP, but ultimately the rounds in which they were getting some mileage from were kind of messy and hard to replicate, and that's why it was such a struggle. And credit to the individuals of NAVI. They had some fantastic performances. I especially liked the quick 3K from Flamey on the upper bomb site early on. Just looks so crisp. It's the kind of Flamey's often see on Mirage. So we're going to be back into this very, very shortly. NiP, I mean, we've seen it happen so many times, James, where the storyline is like one team absolutely crushing the other, and with the other team getting, just scraping a few rounds, and then they do it to the other team. They become very dominant in the second half. That might be the story here. It's Nuke. It's the CT side. This is where NiP can show us the most prosperous of CT sides, James.
Prosperous CT sides, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Prosperous CT sides. Let's go.
And what does NAVI have to bring to bear as far as T-round strats go?
They've got 5 Glocks and a Molotov and a HE grenade. They've got shrapnel. The HE's obviously for the squeaky door. Boom, there it goes. But where is the molly going? Where are the numbers of NAVI going? Towards the ramp, 4 players. 2 clicks of the Glock, and we go from burst to single. And they continue to charge all the way. Licker's got a lovely off angle, but he doesn't have a headshot. Right, Forest does, however. Maybe he can play off that. NAVI cancelling their push. Get Right's being taken out elsewhere. Zeus is still carrying the Molotov. There's issues on the heaven position though. We've got a CT up here, but how long will he last? I think he's just falling away. So many NAVI players charging together, using the numbers. Definitely, it's like a Zerg round from them.
Lecro got gooshed as he got up out of the vent. That really sucks for him. But indeed, that's such a smart play. You go down lower, all the CTs drop to the lower bomb site, then you out-position them on the upper bomb site. Classic Nuke stuff here from the likes of NAVI. But can they close things down as they play around the bomb now as it's ticking? So it's really difficult. I don't know how Lecro can really activate himself. Rez though, nice shot, that's how he can. Good distraction coming in from Rez. And now it's just down to Zeus. And oh wow, he's been just chasing Rez through lobby whilst Forest pumps him full of bullets. Defuse comes in. NiP have done it, James. So much pressure on them to pick up this pistol, but they've done it.
Yeah, that was a wild pistol round. Lots of pre-fire in the hut position. Didn't quite work out for NAVI, and NiP are where they need to be for the time being. With the plant, what will NAVI choose to do? They're going to go for it. Simple, well, not a full force buy just yet, but Zeus has dropped an AK-47 to Simple, and there are pistols being picked up around it. So Simple's in God mode, and everybody else has Desert Eagle. So let's see if he can rack up some kills in this round. We've got a lot of rifles out for Ninjas in Pyjamas, lights on grenades, focusing on the big guns, and they will be, in that respect, better prepared for this situation. Here is Simple on the outside, nothing doing though. There goes the AK, and Flamey goes along with it as Simple too. Got a gauntlet run though from Electronic. He's picked up the AK-47. That's not a bad shout, but with no Kevlar, it's still going to be a really hard task. Only Edward and Zeus remaining now. No frags just yet. Get right on the auto shotgun. Looking to... okay, how's he got himself over here?
That lobby push, though. He's like, give them to me. Yes. That is an interesting range for the auto shotgun, but there you go. I got to say, if NiP weren't peeking with 3 players simultaneously onto Simple, I think Simple does some serious damage with that AK.
Yeah, perfect storm for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
And there's the full buy. You know, Simple can pick up another AK in armor. He doesn't have any money for grenades, but his teammates do. So that buy was so dangerous. I really love those buys from NAVI. And just in general, they're a lot of fun. You put it all on one player and see how far you get. NiP, though, they are clawing back into this one. Got to hold their nerve, all that experience. It would be so awesome for them to find a win here. You know, it's against NAVI.
I want a pink mouse.
Who else is it that has? I've seen a couple of those at this tournament. Oh man, who was it? I forget.
Does it matter?
I think it was. No, never mind. So
it's a face full of stories there.
Yeah.
It's really
very angry.
Weird. Yeah, got to sort out. You need some Botox.
I think that's too. Well, needs some relaxants as well, James. Very uptight.
Oh, you were talking contraband, weren't you? You were talking contraband.
There we go. Oh, trying to get himself down very quickly, and he's gone. He's a goner. I don't know about this. Just taking these duels against the CTs. Draken's loving it. Oh, I don't know, James. This is crazy. Everyone's just stopping to have some fun there. Just have some one-on-ones. And there's a massive gap for Rez as well. This is such a sloppy and weird round.
Yeah, this is unusual to say the least. There is a lot of time on the clock for NAVI. Their man down. Oh, get right again. Hello. That's a lot of money to be claimed by him. Simple will try to delete this person. Get right, just hopping about on T-Red. Still with his auto shotgun. In fact, he's fallen well away. I don't know if Simple would have heard it from his position, which kind of gives Ninjas in Pyjamas an extra man. But in a 1 versus 3, all these CTs could be absolutely anywhere anyway. 45 seconds to make his way towards one of these sites. He can't wait around here for too long. So many angles to check. It looks like it's a long journey, a pilgrimage for Simple. It's hard for him to take a duel as well because he's only got 46 HP. 2 bullets from a CT would be enough. Edging ever closer. Could go to A or B. So maybe he thinks worst case there are 2 CTs on the B bomb site, but he's got to find it. The glass isn't broken either, and there's nobody holding an angle. Oh, he missed his jump, so it just goes from bad to worse, but a nervous shot maybe from Lecro. Could try to hide behind the box. He doesn't want to get Simple to get behind the other box and plant the bomb, and he won't. A long, drawn-out round. Absolute carnage on the outside. Very unusual in that respect. And there's another round in the bag for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Yeah, it's a strange approach, just running and taking one-on-ones. Of course, if you're on the T side and you get a 1v1, AK against M4, you do want to take it a lot of the time, but it was just a weird... It's one of those weird spots, though, because you're really exposed. So the CTs... someone can swing on you from main, from garage, from hell, from heaven. It's just too exposed, I think. There's too many variants. But we see that Rez goes quick to T-Red here, getting the aggression on, finds one on the side of the smoke. Be really careful because they've just got pistols, and now he's given up an AK to Electronic. That's not a good start for NiP. That is not a good start.
Ooh, he tried to reach it with the E button, but he couldn't. And Draken's got the angle, but he's holding the tightest possible angle. So there is a chance that it's collected. Smokes are going down, and now the AWP, the AK-47 will be grabbed. No shot through the smoke, interestingly. I thought maybe a timing shot would be in order because you know they're going to pick it up. Maybe he doesn't want to reveal his position. Forrest near the main spot. We'll hear some footsteps. What will NAVI do now? They've got a minute on the clock. They're mostly in the lobby. They could make a play towards the ramp and try to pinch the B bomb site with Simple in secret.
This is a good spot for Lecro too. There's not many helmets, James, so this Sorg is going to find a lot of damage, I think. In they go. Takes down one, and ooh, he almost had a perfect lineup as he was blinded. Good shot from Draken to just get his teammate into position, alleviating some of the pressure as these T's start to march in. One by one they'll fall. And the AK's starting to do some damage now. Zeus has collected it. And Simple's walking around with the Eagles. So, okay, now things get really, really interesting. Zeus has the bomb. Simple's far away, though. I don't know how they're going to activate Simple here. 15 seconds to plant this bomb. Zeus has got to hightail it to the lower bomb site right now. Playing in the smoke is the play. And NAVI, this is so very winnable for them here now. Uh-oh. Simple's got an easy frag. Forest, can he pull out the clutch? So many clutches went the way of NAVI in this one. Forest, he needs to deliver this for his team. They need this round badly. It can't be they can't be losing a round to pistols like this. Oh, the double P comes in. Forest trying to go for the transfer. Oh, he's done it. I can't believe it. Forest, that is so clutch. They needed that so desperately.
That was amazing from Forest. Credit to Simple as well. His spatial awareness is outstanding. There's an AWP dropped by the ladder. If he ran for it immediately, Forest would have fragged him and been in a 1v1 super fast, but he knows that he doesn't have that for free. He can't necessarily do that. Holds his position, then just baits jiggles for the double peek, but then credit to Forest for being able to deal with that position. He knows he's being baited, his time is being wasted with Simple's jiggles, but somehow still manages to take out both players. That would have been a disastrous round for Ninjas in Pyjamas to lose, especially this early in the second half, with NAVI in the lead by 4 rounds, converted to 3 now thanks to that play from Forest towards the end. So credit to both teams for playing that optimally, but Forest came out on top despite the odds.
Forest is so experienced, James. That's one of those spots where the tension is just so difficult, pressure so difficult to deal with, but showing his years in this game at the highest level and his talent. And now NiP, because of that, they have a real chance in this one. Get right, just with that auto shotgun. The bank of the team, I say that, but they are really poor actually. They need this round to go clean. NAVI have very little utility at the 1 minute mark to throw into a bomb site, so NAVI likely looking to explode once they get some good positioning. But where will they go? They have outside, but they don't really have much control towards the lower bomb site just yet. They do not have ramp. They do not have that much to work with. Just Electronic. He's the only player that's really deep for NAVI so far. Perhaps they want to go to that upper bomb site. And they're set up now, but the time is getting kind of sketchy. Less than 30 seconds now to get the bomb planted.
He's trying to pull rotation, I think, into the B bomb site. Just charging in there. He is somebody they can afford to have suicide, but he's going back up again. He's going to pick the right timing. Get right was the person keeping an eye on it, but then down he goes. Electronic activated. He's got one player in heaven. Draken keeping them honest, but they have time to plant the bomb now. Lekro's in the wrong position, coming up the vent. There is the bomb planted, just about not seeing the player in Squeaky popping out of the ladder. I don't know if he made a noise, but he sees the gun, and now it's a 1 versus 1. Electronic at the back of the site. Lekro over high grenade, easily avoided by Electronic. Is he going to the left or is he going to the right? Electronic will eventually feel compelled to push surely, but Lekro doesn't even know if he's on the site. Maybe expecting potential flank from the hut position, but no. Electronic is just holding fast, and Lekro walks straight into it. Nerves of steel. I think a lot of people might have rotated around in Electronic's position, but he knew better, and it's 12-8 for NAVI.
Yeah, that's a nice off angle. And another clutch round goes to NAVI.
But look at the damage. From the damage they did in the round prior, Ninjas in Pyjamas are broke.
Absolutely.
Forest being the only person to survive that round. Yes, they won the round, but this is an implication in the long term. Now NAVI can look to extend their lead again. Ninjas in Pyjamas dominant on the pick of NAVI. And you could argue that the same has happened in the reverse now.
Absolutely, but the tale is yet to be concluded. And NiP, I mean, we would not expect them to get too much mileage from this round, just the 2 Deagles. Forest, though, is really able to get a good one-shot. There's might be another one here for them as well. Draken with a USP, no less. And they are absolutely toying with NAVI now, but Forest, he can't find any more from that distraction, but they've taken down 2. They'll continue to clear, just dropping into Simple's crosshair. Unfortunate timing for Lekro. Forest now needs 4 more kills, but they know where he is, and they can go just to the upper bomb site. They want to be safe, and Forest realizes that, so he's forced to push, try to go for a gun, and 13-8 now for NAVI as NiP get another buy-in. Draken on the AWP. This round has to count for NiP. It has to count.
It has to be now, Dan.
It must be now.
It must be now. Okay, let's see what they have to play with. Not ideal. Get Right's gone from an auto shotgun to a UMP. Technical pause called by NAVI, and it seems that the coach is having some issue. You can see the frustration there. I know there was a microphone problem previously, but it seems to be pointing at the headphones. It could be a frayed cable or something like that, especially with the extensions. I think Simple wants to play. Yeah, you can see the frustration. I think Simple's like, let's just play the round. He wants to use this momentum because if they're not going to have a discussion at this point, then they could use the momentum. But this kind of breaks it, so I can understand his frustration there. 2 rounds in a row for NAVI. He wants to get on the server and play. If there's nothing to say right now, then they can take this tech pause when it is time to say something. So I think that's, from what I'm reading on Simple's face, I feel like that's the opinion he has at the moment. So the coach has gone off to collect something. But yeah, sometimes it can be, if you, because the coach is walking around, they've got a lot of extensions, and I know from having a production company that like 3.5mm extension cables can be very crap and fray. Not that it's necessarily that issue, but I've had so many of those myself that.
Do you mean frail or?
Fray is in the wires fray, so you don't get, it's like, you get like that kind of noise in your ear, and it's not a consistent. Yeah, it can be an issue.
I see. Okay, well, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, this is the momentum break that NAVI don't want. So you can just look at Simple's face, man. He's like, come on, can we just please play? We definitely don't want to be taking a pause right now. Yes. It's not necessarily anything. I'm pretty sure they don't want to take a tactical pause now. So yeah, it's out of Simple's control though. But I think he had the right idea there. Just like do it when we need to talk, not right now.
Yeah. It's a really weird spot for both teams. I think, you know, NAVI, for them it's like, yeah, let's just, we want to keep that mood the same. You know, they may even be unsure as to where this performance came from on Nuke, considering their track record, and NiP, they don't want to be just sort of taken out of the game and left to dwell in some of the mistakes and past clutches lost and so on and so forth. But
if you've got your flow state going on, if you're in the zone, this is the last thing you want. Yeah. This is the last thing you want. And considering like how upset he gets about it, you wonder like if it's going to have an impact. I would say no, purely because the way they converse with each other is not too far off that anyway. So they're in the best spot to deal with things that don't come at a good time like this. But yeah, it is definitely a point worth making. That, you know, like if you want to break your opponent's momentum, basically, not your own momentum, but they are ready now, and the unpause will come in. So we'll see if they can keep their focus and get straight back into the game.
Yeah, they have so much experience that they've been through stuff like this so many times, and it's where your kind of psychological tool bag really comes into play, where you're able to just keep yourself even-keeled, even though these situations are annoying and difficult to deal with sometimes. But such is the nature of playing at this level and playing on this stage. And here we go, indeed. Back into it, NAVI 13, NiP 8. NiP winning Dust 2 very effectively, and now they are struggling on their own map pick. But can they come back? This buy has to go well because they are broke. And NAVI not too far behind them in terms of finances. So a very impactful round to be had here on round 22. NiP, they absolutely don't want this to go to Mirage if they can possibly avoid it. I think even though NiP have a good Mirage, that's where NAVI really start to shine.
Yeah, that'll definitely be an uphill struggle. Nobody wants to cycle uphill. Minute 15. Rez will be in the secret position. Lekro towards the ramp. Draken with the AWP outside hell for now. First time he's been in that, not the first time he's been in that spot. Electronic creeping through the smoke now, and Rez will start to back off. I think there is a smoke that's, yeah, you can see it there on your screen. That will delay things. That will thwart NAVI. And with so many players outside, may feel a bit nervous. Stuck in this situation with 4 players. It's a useful stay by T-Red in case a CT tries to flank through the smoke or something along those lines. And you can see Rez is in a position where if he's lucky, he can fall away. He's playing a headshot position, whereas NAVI will be showing their entire bodies.
No one really on either team really has much in the way of utility. 3 flashes for NAVI, 2 flashes for NiP. Here comes the push. Headshot angle. They spot some. Flash goes up to slow him down. Reposition. Get his teammates to get into position as well. Because he flaming to cut off rotation there and squeaky door. And get a 1v1, which he will win. And this is looking very good for Rez. He's done excellent damage. Gets traded out eventually, but a 2 versus 2 here. 10 seconds to plant. They'll get the bomb down. Oh, that is an instant headshot on to get right. Edward takes some damage, but Draken with the AWP, it's just not an ideal weapon for this, perhaps, as NAVI will be hiding around all sorts of corners and forcing him close. How does he win this one? I mean, but he has to go for it. The money is so bad. And here he does go.
Oh,
There's no time, there's no kits. Oh no, it's such an awful spot. You got to feel for Draken. Excellently played by NAVI to burst onto that lower bomb site. So close, another very close round, and Draken, he's got a player stalking him. I think it's Edward from Electronic, in fact. Is he going to fight it? Jumps on top. Oh, tries to jump, but does make it happen. Gets the kill, and the AWP is stolen away. Adding insult to injury there for NiP.
Statistics. Found a dot stand.
Yes.
Dot matrix.
I like a good dot to dot from time to time.
NAVI 2 rounds away from victory on Nuke. Ninjas in Pyjamas. It looks like they may have to concede game point because they're on the pistols and we need to get back into the game. Production. Right. No grenades for Ninjas in Pyjamas. We've got Get Right as the only man with Kevlar and CZ75. They are at the mercy of their opponent, and NAVI will look to continue imposing their will on Nuke. A role reversal with Ninjas in Pyjamas strong and does too, and NAVI doing the same on Nuke. It's going to be a long road to recovery for Ninjas in Pyjamas. This is a really bad spot here on Nuke for them. And again, things don't bode well on paper for the next map for Ninjas in Pyjamas, but as they have been performing well on each other's maps, who the hell knows what might happen on Mirage?
Yeah, and you know, Deagle's in the hands of Rez, Lekra, and Forest. Those are 3 incredibly good Deagle players. Perhaps they can find a cheeky kill or 2. There you go, there's one. Rez gets some damage in there. Oh my god, Draken's picked up one with a USP. I don't know if there was an assist in there or something. Damage. Oh my god, Rez!
Oh my god.
2 Deagle headshots, and now there's just 2 NAVI players remaining. This is exactly what we were talking about. Lekra and Forest not even activated just yet, and the AK in hand. No damage done by Rez, but he has done enough here. Simple and Flamey now have to find a way to win this round, but there could be CTs anywhere.
Missed the mark. At this point, Simple may just want to take some CTs out so they're not able to pick more weapons up. Oh my god, that's ridiculous from Simple! How on earth has he done that? 1 versus 3. We were talking about damage, he just wiped them all out. He deleted them, he sat on the backspace button. There's no characters on the page, Dan, I'm done.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, what do you say about that? That is insane. I didn't think he was going to do it. His aim was shaking all over the place, but he just goes into Terminator mode. Those locks, man, on those heads, they stood no chance somehow. I don't even know how that's possible. Oh, God. 15-8. What the hell do you do after that?
How much time was on the clock?
I don't even...
Oh, that's brutal, man.
I don't know, man.
There's no watersheds in any time zone.
I feel like
that's ready for action like that.
I feel like the only other guy that can do that in this game is Nico, honestly. I feel like it's the only other person you're going to see do something like that.
No one's doing that, man. He's got robot aim.
Oh,
God. He's the personification of an aimbot.
It looks pretty close. It looked pretty damn close to that. Well, that nade's not worked out well. Is it just going to be one mistake after the next now for NiP? That might have broken them, that clutch from Simple. Oh, I mean, you couldn't have... NiP were never expecting to win around with the Deagles, but, I mean, they're not out of this one yet. They've got the 4 versus 3 now, thanks to Draken. This was the buy that they were gearing up for with that previous round save. So not out of it just yet.
I can't believe what I just witnessed.
But fighting for overtime. Yeah, I know. It's something else.
Simple just put me into a recovery group. It's Edward's turn. Difficult task for him. And Ninjas in Pajamas are still here. 9 rounds on the board. 6 rounds for a comeback. 1 round at a time. 1 round 6 times for Ninjas in Pajamas. They've put the money in a weird place for NAVI. Simple's got up to 7,000. I think Simple goes hero AK here. Keep the rest of the money together with the rest of the team. A UMP will be collected, and indeed there is the AK-47 for Simple. Flash in the smoke for Electronic. See, Simple's hot, man. He's ready. Zeus is dead. The door is open. It's not being blown off. They're trying to swarm into the main position or maybe beyond it. No success just yet for NAVI. Where on earth is Simple? Always in hard mode.
How did he win that round? I'm still thinking about it. I'm still replaying it in my mind. Oh my god.
That's just crazy to me.
That's so disgusting.
Honestly, he's an alien.
It is so ridiculous. Oh my god. Because he knew he had to tap down the second player, because if he sprays, you can't control it to kill those 3 players reliably. I just don't even know. 5 Deagles now for NAVI, and Zeus is going to take some damage. Simple going for some shots towards... I think actually no, Zeus going for shots towards Ram. Simple there on the lobby, in the lobby, and should be a clean one. I was going to say for NiP, but I mean, it's harder for the T's to get those Deagle kills because they're having to peek into these angles, but somehow Electronics pulled off a fast one on Forest, and can't pick up the rifle, but the damage has been done, and this starts to get a little bit worrying for NiP. Holding on to ramp still with 2 players, or 1 player, sorry.
I was about to say before that kill came in that this is very doable. Like overtime is very doable for Ninjas in Pajamas. At this point, 4 rounds is really not too many.
Yeah, CT side Nuke.
Yeah,
well,
if you just forget about the Simple part for a second,
if you just forget about this,
then there's a world where this is done. There are many. Simple. Oh, we're just about to see an engagement there, I think, but no one's gone down just yet. 40 seconds. NAVI really trying to do what they can. Could have been awkward for Rez, but they've dropped the bomb for the time being, but Electronic is there to trade, and there are still numbers of life for NAVI, so this is still awkward for Ninjas in Pajamas. No weapons have been picked up, which is pretty important. Get right. Takes the bomb out once again, and this is delaying enough time. He needs to get around the corner. How many bullets does he have left? Simple hunting now. They'll decide on the A bomb site. They don't know if anyone else is there. Get right delivers a kill, so important, but Zeus is making his way towards the B bomb site. Simple was sacrificed, but was it to the right? God, it wasn't, because Electro will stop Zeus from planting the bomb. Much needed money taken away, but they should still have a juicy buy NAVI in round 27.
This is such a tense game. This is such a tense game. You feel like, I mean, I think everyone wants to see Mirage. I mean, I want to see Mirage. I think NAVI and NiP on Mirage would be absolute fire for one, but NiP, if they find a way to win this map, they close it down. But the fact that NAVI can deliver this performance we just were not expecting is also pretty cool to witness. Either way, outside harassment coming in from NAVI once again, running the defaults, lobby control, making some presence known towards ramp as well, threatening that, keeping all the CTs in the positions that they're supposed to be in, and Electronic trying to find some CTs who might be aggressive outside around that red container, but can't find anything just yet. And NiP's waiting for NAVI to make a move. Okay, Forrest will hear the jump onto the roof there. Rez will kill one outside. NiP trying to slow down and control NAVI's movement right now.
It's a good spot for them right now. It's a good spot for Ninjas in Pajamas. Zeus opening the door, looking for an entry. He's got a grenade in his hand. There's a flashbang. Forrest still alive, though, able to reposition towards the main area. We've got Edward creeping, but I wasn't aware of Forrest, it seems, and Zeus will get cut down 2 pieces. No one's taken any damage apart from Forrest, just 2 HP of damage so far. Have NAVI run out of steam in the late game? I start to get worried if I'm a NAVI fan, honestly. Yes, they've got multiple game points, but CT side Nuke for Ninjas in Pajamas, they seem to have found their groove. Flamey could do some damage. There are rounds for it to pay off. 25 seconds on the clock. He's got a $150 in the hole, so we'll see what he chooses to do. Choices taken away by Gets Right. Everybody survives. Doesn't matter too much at this point, unless you struggle to rebuy, which NiP certainly won't in this particular round, and it's Eco Town for NAVI.
Yeah, and also it's one of these situations where NiP start to get some confidence, and they know that they have that first map in the bag as well. So, and it's a Mirage that they're going to. It's such an open series at this point, especially with the way that they're playing overall. And you know, running out of ideas on the T side of Nuke is the real thing. So, how is that the point where NAVI are at? These Deagles have been scary, though. We saw Electronic pick up 2 Deagle headshots in a previous round. The first one was Forrest in the main position. Looks like he may be going for a similar one. Oof. It is scary, isn't it? These 1 Deags.
I'm curious what the odds for this map are now. This is a very interesting situation, and it's always interesting when Simple's got a Deagle. It's another situation where they've got an early kill with pistols. They're unable to retrieve the weapon. But it does put Ninjas in Pajamas in a really awkward spot, and maybe it will invite them to use more utility early with a minute 10 on the clock. Definitely harder to defend in a 4 versus 5 with pistols. You're so terrified of a swarm. Makes it hard for a second person to come to different positions and help out a teammate, because there's more to cover now. There's less personnel.
Well, they spotted the bomb now. Lecro just killed the bomb. Hold on, they'll recollect it back into lobby. So they seem to know NiP now, relative positioning of NAVI with that bomb. 40 seconds to go. They know it's around lobby still. So they have decent positions. The fact that this round feels so scary, even though it's just 5 Deagles and no nades, no Kevlar, is a testament to this game, where anything can just happen at any moment, which is awesome to behold. And they'll find their way down the vent, down lower. Surely there's no plant available here. There can't be. There's 4 CTs left alive. I think they found a plant, James.
All right.
Simple's alive with a Deagle.
Yeah, NiP just working. Oh, that if Flamey got that kill, then who the hell knows? But Simple 1 versus 4 with the Deagle. 3 of these players are heavily tagged, but he misses the shot on Rez. The wide peak, the Ferrari peak is enough for Ninjas in Pajamas to get to round number 13. 4 players survive, which is relevant for having no issue buying M4s, full grenades, and so on. NiP will have everything they want for the next round, and NAVI are falling over money in this round. So even if they fail with the loss bonus, they should be in a good spot without a plant for the next round if they're unsuccessful. 2 more opportunities for NAVI to take this.
Yeah, everyone is rich at the moment. It is a pretty interesting position that NiP find themselves in. I think they're starting to really get into a groove, finding that comfort, and get right going high this round so that Simple can't just pop out of hut and just nail him in the face. Good adjustment. NAVI 1 round, that's all they need. 2 more chances, that's all they have. At least in regulation, to close this one down. So nades outside, the smokes, wall of smokes will be coming eventually. There's only Rez out there. He's been amazing though. He's a great player to watch for playing the outside positions with a rifle. Money for Secret as well to force back any AWPer or Rifler playing that position, and also deny information so that they can't check that there's no one behind those smokes as they go upper.
Take a helmet, chaps. This may get violent on the A-bomb site. Get right over the smoke, sees 2, a lot of information. There's a spray, communicates it fast enough for Forrest to get 1 kill. Almost a second, he spots maybe 3 players around the A site, but which way are they going? Is it a vent dive, or is it a play into the A site? Ninjas in Pajamas rotating away from that heavy position. Edward flicks to his left, but he can't get the kill. Bomb needs to get planted. HE's towards one of the default spots. Necro, though, on the corner of the smoke. The Tracers are punished. NiP can't afford to lose this round. That's a wrap if they do. It will be the third map. Rez and Draken versus the remainder of NAVI. Got a player in the vent as well. That won't be easy, but the smoke may help things in terms of him executing. But the smoke's gone the wrong way, I think. There's a gap there. He could get shot. There's a CT vent, but the bomb is so far ticked as well. And how on earth are they going to do this? They both got kits, but there is electronic, and that's truly going to be it. Flamey from the back, and NAVI will finally take it to the third.